Well, welcome into our next video. We're going to talk a little bit about learned helplessness and some other things in this video. And you might be wondering, what the heck is learned helplessness? Well, we'll find out in just a minute. Well, as I'm looking back and reflecting about a lot of the teaching that I did with math with my students back in the early days, back in the 1990s, I was really big on telling them every move to make and everything to do. You know, we started, if we were talking about algebra, we'd start with some pre-algebra skills and go through integers and cover polynomials and graphing and all this kind of stuff. But it was always me showing them what to do. Here's what you do, here's what you do, here's what you do. Then, of course, we'd launch into the number power 3 or the number power 4 book, and they'd do gajillions of practice problems on their own. We seldom did word problems, and really seldom gave them opportunities to practice in a problem-solving situation. So it was really me always telling the students what to do and them kind of parroting that back. A lot of times what I would get from students as they came back from after taking the high school equivalency test is they would say, Mr. Schmidt, what you taught me was not on the test. And of course, that's like, take the knife, oh, put it into your chest, oh, and twist it, was what, definitely the thing you didn't want to hear. So what I learned over time is that teaching with a problem-solving approach is going to help them best, because that way they're going to have an entry point into no matter what problem they come up against. But one of the instructors that was taking a workshop that I gave some months ago was reflecting on what we were talking about on the same subject. And we were talking about that sometimes we as instructors do too much for our students, as we saw in the video. And she was saying, I've taught my students learned helplessness. They can't make a move without me. I always have to be there telling them exactly what to do. And of course, we know that's not our goal. Our goal is to help our students be independent. We cannot, it is not allowed for us to be sitting next to them when they take their high school equivalency test or the college placement test or whatever else they're going to be doing. We can't be sitting there saying, oh, well, this is a percent problem and it's a two-step one, so you need to do blah, 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 blah. They need to be able to figure that out. And so as we work with them using that problem-solving environment where we've used that UPS check method is going to be the way to go to help them to be successful, giving them many opportunities to work, to struggle through, to get those problems correct on their own. Paul Helplessness, who's a math educator and has worked a lot with developmental students, I love his quote, and he says, the only way to learn mathematics is to do mathematics. And so often in math class, students are watching their teacher, who already knows how to do the math, do the problem, but they're not really doing the practice themselves. The quote from Diana Lambden I love as well. She's a former president of the National Council of Teachers of Math back in the early 2000s. And she said, no matter how kindly, clearly, patiently, or slowly teachers explain, they cannot make students understand. Understanding takes place in the student's mind as they connect new information with previously developed ideas, and teaching through problem solving is a powerful way to promote that kind of learning. Diana Lambden, 2003. So thank you, Diana, for really reinforcing what we've been saying here. Now, you and I have something in common, because I'm taking an online course right now as I'm filming these videos. It's called Learning How to Learn. It's a MOOC, a massive open online course taught through Coursera. And I just finished one of the sections, and the professors were talking, and one of them said, in order to really learn, it is a key that you are doing the problem solving. So quoting that from the course that I'm learning in Coursera, we can't get it from seeing the teacher do it. We can't get it from looking at the solution manual. We can't get it from looking at the problems in the back of the book. It's absolutely key that the student be spending most of their time working and doing the math themselves. So can't stress that enough. So resist the temptation. As a math teacher, of course, you want to help and you want to be there and be the hero and show them every move to make, but really work on weaning your students. So, you're teaching them that problem-solving format, give them the opportunities to make mistakes. Give them help and give them guidance as necessary, but really work on being that facilitator coach instead of being that sage on the stage who's always there and boom, going to give them the right answer. So I'm giving you some food for thought as we go through this section in the course. And thank you for watching. It's been my pleasure.